So I'm proud to say that on the issues that matter, we are working together in a democratic process, airing our differences when they arise, and doing the people's business in an open and transparent manner. And I say to my colleagues, Steve and Jane, Kathy and Connie, Tim and Dan, you work hard and you care passionately about this town and your districts. And I am proud to serve on the town board with you. Let's give our council members a hand. This past year was also one about leaders and heroes. We had a number of events honoring current and former leaders in our community. Our anti-bias task force had an event honoring diversity leaders. We had ceremonies recognizing Eagle Scouts and student government leaders from all of our high schools. We witnessed extraordinary efforts by our highway department employees who worked tirelessly to clear the snow from our roadways during what seemed to be like an endless string of blizzards. And John Rouse, our superintendent of highway, is here today, and let's give John and the highway employees a big hand. We also had the propane gas incident in Shirley on New Year's Day. At the worst possible moment, we saw the best in people. Chief DJ Blankenship's courage and leadership was literally awe-inspiring as he ordered the evacuation of a square mile in Shirley and plugged the leak by the end of the day. About 80, this is New Year's Day, New Year's morning, about 80 fire departments and ambulance companies responded to assist that morning. And our fire marshals responded almost immediately, making several dangerous attempts to stop the leaking propane gas. They put their lives at risk, using their training and experience to help avert a catastrophe, and we are all indebted to them. Please join me in giving our brave fire marshals a round of applause. With all of the challenges and transitions and problems that we face, the storyline for the past year that holds the most promise is our willingness to be creative and find innovative solutions to those challenges. Much like the business incubators at Stony Brook, I see Brookhaven as an incubator of ideas for municipal government. And we are in many respects leading the way for the rest of New York to follow in devising a new model for government. We passed the 3 caps, and I believe we may be the only municipality that has such caps in place to ensure fiscal discipline. We reformed our procurement and RFP policies and adopted a new management policy. We launched the Blight to Light initiative. We're planning a transit-oriented development at Ronkonkoma that may be the most exciting TOD location on the entire East Coast. We are participating in Suffolk County's Purchasing Council, an effort to pool purchasing power to lower costs. We have our own central receiving pilot project to pool office supply costs. Our efficiency and revenue team spent the past year saving the town literally millions of dollars. And I'd like to thank our tax receiver, Lou Marcosia, for chairing that effort. Lou, thank you. We overhauled our website, and now for the first time, maps and documents related to land use hearings are posted on the site real time for the public to view. We reorganized our planning department, moving towards an interdisciplinary team approach. We partnered with our union, entered into new contracts, and shared sacrifice to allow this town to weather the continuing economic storm. And we're working with Stony Brook University, and I'd like to thank Dr. Sam Stanley for coming here today, on a number of projects. The university's National Science Foundation Center for Bioenergy Research and Development is helping the town develop technology to clean the biogas emitted from the landfill so that it can be used to produce electricity. We've been working with Stony Brook Hospital's Quality Management Department to develop and implement a quality management initiative right here in the town of Brookhaven. We're working on ways to make the town run more efficiently efficiently, and cost less, and to address our quality of life and environmental issues. But we are mindful that, along with property taxes, there is one issue perhaps above all else that is essential for the future of Brookhaven and all of Long Island. And that issue is the economy. What is the future of our economy? Many have debated that issue for years, and I guess there's no clear answer. But I would suggest to you that there is no doubt that Long Island must be competitive in the national and global marketplace. How will we be competitive, though? That's the question. By leveraging our economic assets to create jobs. And I would suggest to you that our best assets are our world-class research institutions right here on our island. Places like Stony Brook University and Brookhaven National Lab, and we have Dr. Sam Aronson here from the Brookhaven National Lab. Thank you for coming right here in Brookhaven. Places like Hofstra and Cold Spring Harbor Lab, Adelphi, and North Shore LIJ's Feinstein Institute elsewhere on Long Island. So today I am proud to announce a groundbreaking initiative to commercialize research at our world-class institutions. Accelerate Long Island. First, I'd like to thank our IDA and the Roush Foundation for their support in this effort. In particular, they funded a nationally known consultant, Collaborative Economics, from Mountain View, California, who has worked with regions throughout the country to figure out ways to repeat success stories like Silicon Valley. About 9 months ago, we started a series of meetings with leaders of the research institutions, as well as other regional leaders, to design a strategy that would create a rich entrepreneurial ecosystem on Long Island, where startup companies commercialize innovations at our research institutions. We need these startup companies. We need to get back to making things again. We need to employ our next generation. But to create startups, we need the entrepreneurs to start up the companies and the funding to run them. That's where Accelerate Long Island comes in. There are at least 3 parts to this entrepreneurial ecosystem. First, you need ideas. And our institutions are generating idea after idea in industry sectors like biotech, energy, and IT. They spend over $1 billion in research each year. We have a national lab right here in Brookhaven. Other regions of the country would kill for that. They are jealous of our assets because that's the hardest part, the intellectual capital. And we have it in abundance. The problem is that we have not been able to meaningfully connect entrepreneurs with those ideas. So here's the plan. First, we need to create an innovation ally. This person will create an innovation index that collects and publishes data regarding a potential innovation ecosystem, focusing on things like number of patents and the amount of venture capital that flows to Long Island. The innovation ally will also construct a tech portal, which will be an open source searchable inventory of all technology innovations at all of the major research institutions on Long Island. The tech portal will provide a window into those research institutions for budding entrepreneurs and seasoned venture capitalists. Second, we need to change the culture at Long Island's major research institutions so that their priority is commercializing their inventions. This is already happening, but things like business plan competitions and creating an entrepreneurial clinical program where law, business, and engineering students can start up companies, those type of efforts are being done all over the country, and it should be done here. Third, we need to create a regional technology commercialization center, which would be a central location to promote mentoring and networking. It would have an entrepreneur in residence program to assist in the creation of startups, as well as other training and mentoring programs. The center would market the region as being entrepreneur-friendly. Imagine that, Long Island being entrepreneur-friendly, and work to access funding for startups. Last, we need a seed fund to partner with other sources of funding like the Long Island Angel Network and venture capital funds to provide the capital startups so desperately need. As we worked on Accelerate Long Island, 2 things became clear. Number 1, it had to be a private sector initiative. And number 2, it needed a home. and we all agreed that that home should be the Long Island Association. I want to thank Kevin Law, the president of the LIA, who supports creating Accelerate under the auspices of the LIA. And I can announce today that last week I presented Accelerate Long Island to the LIA board, and they were overwhelmingly supportive. And we expect them to vote on Accelerate Long Island next month. I'm also happy to announce that the leaders of Long Island's major research institutions, including Dr. Stanley and Dr. Aronson, who are here today, have agreed to participate in Accelerate Long Island. This is a critical time for Brookhaven, as well as Long Island as a region. We need to work together and think regionally when it comes to the future of our economy. We're falling behind in the number of startups and falling behind in venture capital investments. And we're losing our young people who want to work at companies like Google and Facebook, but they don't see them starting up on Long Island. This is our chance to be competitive, to unleash the power and potential of our amazing research institutions. That's why Accelerate Long Island is so important. Elected officials have been talking about this idea for years. The time for talking is over. The time for action is now. Accelerate Long Island is real, it's necessary, and it is essential to the economic future of Long Island. As I said when I started, this is a year of many storylines, and all of them are positive. We are starting to see a glimmer of optimism for the first time in a very long time in Brookhaven. We tackled our financial challenges. We see our transitions as full of opportunity. We embrace democracy and work in a bipartisan way. We honor our leaders, we celebrate our heroes, and we are a town that is an incubator of ideas. And we are the town that will lead Long Island towards a bright economic future in the new innovation economy. Thank you very much, and God bless.